Well, today I'm going to do another painting based on a photograph I took in Jersey recently, and as you can see, it's off Corbiere Head. And
I don't see Arena Head in your contacts. Who do you want?
But what I really like is, can I get an interesting sky? Got quite a lot of blue there, but sort of mottledy sky here with clouds in the distance there, smaller, bigger as they're nearer to us, and then quite an intense colour. So I'm going to do this now, and it's a fairly loose interpretation. So I'm going to put a wash day. I put wet on dry. This is, I'm going to do wet on wet. I sketched it out. As you can see, I've got a lead water soluble pencil sketch. Not really a good idea. As you see, it's smudged out that tower there, but it's not a difficult shape to deal with, so I'm not too bothered about that. Let's just get this in. It's very hot today. It's 28 degrees here in the UK. That for the UK is hot. So this paper is drying up pretty quick. So let's get a bit of a puddle of ultramarine. I think we'll do that. Using my usual array of Winsor & Newton or Daler-Rowney. Gonna make it nice. Try not to be mean with it. Always seems to be lighter than I really want, always, but let's just give it a go. Getting a lot of soft edges now because it's wet and bleeding, and I've got the paper the easel tilted, the board, got it taped to. Let's bring it down a little bit here. It's the thing, we can let the watercolour do its own thing. That's the magic of watercolour. It's got a bit of a will of its own. Right, and got the horizon line there, just sort of a little bit above halfway. Let's go to a slightly different brush, I think. Don't need that now. It's a little damp. I can make sure I've got some nice soft edges there. A little soft there, white on the horizon there. Let's leave that for the moment. Well, that's drying a little bit. We could put in some of this ground here. So let's get a different brush. That's the one I used the other day, yes. This will do. Number 14 I'm going to use today. This one, a little flat one. And we make up some earthy colours here. I'm going to get a nice puddle of raw sienna. And little bits of umber in places. So I've got to get a good puddle. I need a good wash. All this. Bit of burnt sienna as well. So let's just bash this in. Fairly loosely done now. Of course, I'm not following the form exactly. Pretty much the rock formations, they're there. So I'm doing this for somebody who lives in Jersey, and I like them to think, well, it looks kind of familiar. So you can do this style fairly quickly, but you should do it thoughtfully. Don't just throw it in, just try and see if it's approximate to your what you see. That's what you want to capture, that is. Right. Put a little bit of blue there. Get these rock forms. We'll get some darks in as well. Some greys. I've got some Payne's grey. Quite a dark sector there. A bit more blue. I'll go to a smaller brush a little bit later. So I've got some nice greens here. Sort of, and it's when it's wet and moist, it helps it come down and fuse with the other colours, so you get that letting the make its own decisions. Let's get a little bit of variety in those. We can put some darker bits as well. So to do that, you want to add a little bit of ultramarine to your mix. Or you could put some Payne's grey or right, and we've got some colour here. Let's get some more of that sienna, raw sienna there. bits of red as well, just a hint in the rock. So we got a sort of rosy, pinky colour in places. Right. Okay, got a little bit of pink there. Right. Should I bring that up a little bit? Perhaps to help frame our picture. Let's get some darks going though. Some Payne's grey. I can make that lighter or darker depending what darks I add to it. To give some shape to these rocks, something a bit angular, and these quite dark out here. Right. Okay. You want to stand back as well from your work and look at the big picture. You can put texture in here. Do a little bit of splattering. Some sort of rocks, little pebbles, and can do that pretty much any time I want. Now, should I get a smaller brush? Yes, I think might be an idea. A little bit of orange there. So there's all sorts of rock forms there. A little bit of different green as well. Vary that. A little bit here. Different greens. I think a little bit darker as well in some of the places, like here. Let's get some really thick going down here. A little bit of green here. Coastal vegetation. Right, now let's think about this for a moment. We need to put in texture. We need to do that with subtly do that. trying to represent rocks. Coastal vegetation. I wonder if I could put some flowers in as well, some summer coastal flowers. Right, let's get a little bit more grey going so I can shape some rock. To look a bit solid. Right, let's right. Let's get some Chinese white in places. I can give me a bit of grey. Right, let's leave it like that. Right, let's get on, see if we can put some of that sea in. Let's go see what we can do with this. It's a little lighter here. I'll just use a little hint of blue. A little bit in there. Yes, I think I need to put a bit of cerulean, I think, in there. A little darker there, I think. We've got some contrast. Right. Some of that red rose, some rocks here. Right, let's think about this for a moment. Right. Bit of clouds on the horizon. Maybe I should do that. Just to hint at it. A bit of grey. Give some small clouds there. And I wonder whether I should have a little bit of shadow under some of these clouds. Very soft edges. Right. Okay. More cerulean, I think. Right, let's leave it there, I think. I'm trying to get some ripples in somehow. We'll have to do that, I think, a little later. A smaller brush, I think. Right. And of course, we've got to get in the tower there, haven't we? I need to put in some darks as well. I think, squinting my eyes, I need more dark here. Let's get to a different brush. Yes. Yes, I need something a bit darker in here, I think. Right, using some Payne's grey here. I need to make that a little bit more solid, I think. There were little fissures here. Broken edge of this Chinese brush will help to give me a bit of textural information there, I think. Again, is it dark enough? So difficult. Always get it right. Yes, I think that can do. A little bit darker here. The texture. Perhaps we should go for some umber as well. Let's see what we can do. Get a little bit of burnt umber there. put some gouache on some of these big rocks, I think, to help with the shape. Right. Some little rocks here sticking out of the sea. Right. Okay, now let's get a small brush and see if we can put in the tower. The observation tower. So I'll get a little round brush here, like this one. Give me a little bit more control. So I've got to get that tone right now. Set the distance somewhat. So bluey brown perhaps, let's see. Yes. There's a shadow side to it as well. So yes, that's not so bad. I can put some details on the top as well. So they're using it as a Coast Guard lookout site, I think, now. Try and make some flicks to suggest some vegetation here. Some more solid bits here. Right. Okay, let's leave that for the moment. Although I need to put a slightly darker bit down that side. Will help show its shape a little, its shadow side. That's right, and there was where their guns would poke out from here. Right, okay. As this is up against the sky, or silhouette against the sky, let's get a harder edge to that. A bit darker. Emphasizes the rocky formation there. Right, let's leave that. And then we need to get some white horses in perhaps. But before I do that, I think I'm going to have to get a little bit more blue coming up around here to help Right. Let's see there. You can only do it if you've got some contrast. So if I keep this a little bit away from the shore, from those rocks. You've got some waveforms coming like this too. I can see a little hint of them. Right, let's get some gouache then. See what we can do with that. No, where is it? Oh, I can see I've got some on my palette from a couple of days ago, so we'll just step up some of that. There's a big white rock here. Get some more foam. On this headland as well. Yes, try to get that a little thicker. Some sparkle in the sea here. A little bit here and there. Right. Where else could I could put a little bit on this tower as well. It's catching a little bit of light on those concrete structure. White elements, a little few highlights where it's catching the I think we could put some here, some sea crashing here. And off the end there, I think make a bit of a break there. I think there is. Let's see, we've got some, this face is catching some of the sunlight as well, so we could add a bit there, and as I say, we're getting quite a few white horses in places. Little foam crashing there and there. Right. Let's see. So if it's in the foreground, colours are generally a lot more vivid, more chroma to them. you need to make sure, squint your eyes. Let's see how you can add two things. Bit of bluey there. Let's get a bit of yellow as well. Just warm it up a little bit. A little bit there, a bit of ochre as well, not quite so vivid, but tone that back. Bit of blue. So let me think, should I put, I think I could put a bit of a cloud actually. I notice just a little distance of them here. Horizon. Darken this, I think. And we can get some whites in there. Soften that a little bit, that edge, a bit of white. A little darker along that horizon line, help you see it a little bit. A little bit of dry brush perhaps, moving a bit of colour there. Right, well, I think I'm going to leave it there. So this is Corbiere in Jersey, and an old German fortification site there. Anyway, if you like this, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like to see more, or make any comments as well. Interested to hear any thoughts you have. Thanks for watching. Well, there you have the finished painting. Taken off the tape so you get a nice sharp edge. So I've emphasized the horizon a little bit, putting some low cloud in and a little bit of white. Reasonably successful. I'm pleased with it, but I wonder whether I made too busy in the foreground or not. It's a moot point. Nevertheless, that's the way it is today. Thanks for watching.